Doctor Who on Blu-ray. Where do we go from here? Hello and welcome to another video. Last week, of course, we had the announcement of Season 13 being the next in the Blu-ray Doctor Who Classic Collection set. Superb season, Tom Baker, my favourite Doctor, my favourite era. Another step closer to completion. But where do we go from here in terms of the Blu-ray sets? Because after we get 13, probably going to be early September as I understand it, even though no official release date was given. I don't know whether there's been one since, probably not. That leaves just, 8 seasons left to go. We seem to be stuck on a 2-a-year thing now. So that's 4 years, basically. So we should be done by the end of 2029. 5 of those are black and white seasons, of course, which are, troubled by the missing episodes conundrum, with only 3 colour seasons left. Season 11, Season 16, and Season 21. 11 and 21 closing off, being the final seasons of Pertwee and Davison, and all 3 are basically closing off those Doctors. Now, I think it's very easy to say that 21 is most likely to be the first Blu-ray set of 2026. There was apparently a bit of to and froing over whether or not we were going to get 13 or 21 this year. I initially heard that it was 13, and then I'd heard that they changed their mind and it was going to be 21, and then and then the 13 set was announced, which was like, oh, okay. I thought we were getting 21. They changed their mind again. Okay. Now, I was perfectly happy with that because I prefer 13 to 21. But it seems obvious that we will get the Davison season for early 2026. And it seems inevitable that the second one, unless they start on the black and whites, will be season 11, because unlikely that we'll get 2 Toms without a Pertwee. Now, I have to say, certainly of the colour ones left, season 16 is by far my favourite. In fact, it's pretty much my favourite season of Doctor Who, and it's certainly my favourite season of my favourite Doctor and my favourite era. So, needless to say, I'm jonesing for that. Probably a couple of years away, early 2027 at earliest, I'd say, if not mid, depending on what they do with the black and whites. But if we say that next year's pretty much probably set in stone, 21 and 11, what happens after that? Because obviously we've got 16, and that will most likely be out in 2027. What will be the other one in 2027? Because they've got to go back to the black and white one way or another. Even if they leave it till later in the year, they have to go back to the black and white years. Now, I've heard that there might be a problem with An Unearthly Child because of the Steph Coburn stuff. And I've heard, again, they're concerned about the missing episodes and all that. But it doesn't seem likely they're going to be able to fill in seasons with animations if they're only doing one animation a year. I know they said that if they got that next deal, they might be able to do them quicker, but we certainly haven't heard anything of late. And, the sets are coming out considerably quicker than the animations can fill them up, so I don't know. And they're not doing that, and they don't seem to be doing the obvious thing. I mean, the rumour we had recently apparently was Mythmakers is going to be the next animation, because one of the actresses who's in it basically said so at the convention, that if that's true, and that's most likely it'll be early next year, that doesn't complete a season or anything, so it adds to season 3, of course, but nothing is completed there. So what are they going to do? I don't know. I mean, again, a lot of this is just kind of hearsay, and you don't know any of it for certain. But I heard that season 6 was actually scheduled for the second half of last year, and apparently that they hit a wall trying to do something to represent space pirates, because apparently there's very little to no telesnaps of it apparently, so they couldn't even they couldn't even put a decent recon on it. So I don't know what they're going to do. Are they going to go down to one a year? I mean, good God, 2029 is far enough away. They go down to one a year after that. What are we talking? 2033? Oh, bloody hell, we'll all be dead by then. I mean, my money would be on a Troughton. I can't see how they can put 3 and 4 out anytime soon. I don't know. I mean, to me, the obvious one would be season 5, because if they just paid the Skinners for their Wheel in Space animation, they could put out season 5. You know, they don't need to wait for the in-house team, who aren't even terribly good, let's face it. Uh, they wouldn't have to wait for them to do Wheel in Space. You've got Wheel in Space, and they've done all the rest that need doing. Whether they've done well is entirely down to subjective opinion, but they have technically done them. So I really don't know why they don't do that. Just pay the Skinners, dude. Put their superb animation on and you've got season 5 ready to go. Otherwise, I don't know what they're going to do. 6 is an obvious one, I thought, but apparently they're very, they want to represent the space pirates. And I can understand it, even though they did kind of leave off. They didn't animate the Crusade, but I guess they did put recons on there on season 2. I don't know. But it seems to me if we're going to be sticking to the 2 a year schedule, they have to start doing something soon, because after 13 they've basically got 18 months of stuff of colour seasons they can put out, and then they've got nothing left but the black and white seasons. I don't know. The most easy ones you would have thought would be 1, 5, and 6. Again, 1 still lacks Marco Polo. And there's potentially an issue still with an unearthly child. I'm not sure whether that there is or not, whether that applies to the physical media, because obviously they've taken Zygons and Seeds off of iPlayer because of copyright stuff, but that's still coming out on Blu-ray. So clearly whatever's been going on there does not apply to physical media, so maybe the unearthly child thing doesn't either. In which case, but even then you've still got the Marco Polo problem. Again, Space Season 6, a perfect season to put out, because the majority of it is there. We know they've been working on it, on extras for it. But again, what are they going to do with the Space Pirates? Well, they're going to have to swallow it and they put it out. I mean, I don't see what the alternative is, other than waiting for the animations to catch up, which seems, it's only doing 1 a year. That's going to take a hell of a long time to catch up. There's still about 10 left to do, isn't there? So that's like 5 years before they can even finish them, and then they'd want it to have shelf life on its own before they start putting them on the collection sets. I don't know. Again, I would have thought. Again, if I was running things, I'd just get the Skinner's animation of Wheel, and you've got season 5 ready to go. But unfortunately, I'm not in charge. Wouldn't things be so much better if I was, including the new series? But yeah, my bet would be next year, 21, then 11 later on, and then 2027. You've got season 16, which is, of the colour ones, really the one I'm waiting for. That you've got to start with the black with the rest of the 60s. So what's it gonna be? And again, if the rumours are true that that Mythmakers is probably going to be one next year, the animation for next year, I don't know. I mean, we heard that they were coordinating things more with the animations. But if it says, you'd think they'd, I don't know, do Space Pirates first, and then they can have at least an 18 months kind of lead time before they had to put out a season 6 set. I don't know. It's going to be very interesting to see what they do, though. I mean, I just want some Troughton, honestly. Again, after season 16, the ones I want most are the Troughtons, particularly 5 and 6. We want I want HD Invasion and War Games and Tube, etc., etc., etc. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Anyway, that's just my little ramble for this time. We do one every we all seem to do one every time they announce a new set. What's the next one going to be? But we are getting whittled down here. There's after 13, there's 8 left, and given that 5 of them are the difficult 60s ones, they're going to have to make some decisions and stick to them pretty soon. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens there. Anyway, bye for now. Talk to you again soon. Comment.